Is winning a songwriting competition really worth the effort? In this video, I'm going to tell you a few things about songwriting contests and what you can really expect from them. Realistic expectations of getting heard by the stars, the competition, the cost, the time and effort to prepare and submit, and realistically, what happens if you win or even if you don't. So let's get started. Many people think that winning a songwriting competition is a guaranteed ticket to success, but I tell you, that's rarely. Matter of fact, it's almost never the case. You see these great ads pop up on your Facebook page announcing contests like Great American Song Contest or USA Songwriting Competition, to name a few. And let's be honest, those ads are impressive. I'm telling you, man, they line up a celebrity panel of judges and we see who's on the panel, and we get excited. But let's be honest, you probably got to get really close to the finals before the celebrities mentioned even listen, because based on the number of entrants and the size of the bigger contest, I just can't believe that the stars are going to listen to a lot of songs. I just don't believe it. And if they do, it's been suggested that because of the volume of entries, preliminary judges potentially skim through songs to meet the minimum requirements rather than giving each song a thorough listen. But that ad's got you going and you want to enter anyway. You say, it's a long shot, man, but I'm going to give it a go. Well, you need to know that the reality is that winning often requires a huge amount of time and effort, and the potential rewards, they may not be as substantial as you think. These contests can also get expensive. You got to consider the cost of entering these competitions. Some of them charge as much as $40 an entry. And that's a lot of cash to spend just to get your song evaluated, and you aren't even guaranteed feedback on some of the contests. And again, the odds of winning against tens of thousands of entrants is extremely low, like closer to 1%, if that, And then there's the time spent writing and perfecting your songs. And because the bar is so high today, even the production of the demo, it may require you to invest in recording equipment or production software or other tools to create that high quality recording. So that's a cost above and beyond the entry fee. And then it's the emotional investment that comes with putting your song out there. The time and the effort required to win a songwriting competition, it can truly be overwhelming. And it's essential, if you do this, that you actually have realistic expectations. I mean, hey, you might spend months, even years, honing your craft, writing song after song, and perfecting your submissions. And even then, there are very long odds of success because the competition is fierce and the judges' decisions, like all music judges, it's subjective. So it's crucial that you're also prepared for disappointment. I hate to say it, but it's true. But again, you're optimistic. Despite all those challenges I just told you about, you still believe you have a chance of winning this competition, which everybody has a chance. And you're not alone. That's why they have so many entrants. There's lots of other people who believe what you may believe. But the caveat is that a lot of songwriters think that winning is going to open doors and get them noticed by record labels and lead to a recording contract. And even more so, a lot of people who don't win but think their song is good think that it will also lead to some further opportunities. Well, the music industry is complex, and you know that. There is no one-size-that-fits-all formula for success. So, what can you realistically expect? Well, it might get you some recognition, but it's unlikely to be the only factor in determining your success as a songwriter. A lot of times, the winners of these contests, they win prizes. As a matter of fact, they'll give out cash or recording equipment or maybe a mentorship, or stuff like that. As a matter of fact, look at this slide here. I'm showing you the prizes for the USA Songwriting Competition. And I don't want to just single them out either. Here's the prize list for the Great American Songwriting Contest. Now, what do you see in those prizes? You get exposure and networking opportunities, maybe, and feedback from industry experts. But notice in the slides I showed you what you don't win. There is no mention of a recording or a publishing contract. And remember, like I said, music is subjective. I'm sure that Little Richard would have won with the song Tutti Frutti, right? Or Fats would have won with I Saw My Thrill on Blueberry Hill, right? I'm just kidding. I'm just making a joke, right? I'm just going to show you how subjective in music it really is. And again, these are competitions and they can be emotionally and financially costly. And again, like I said before, some of them charge as much as $40 an entry. And there are people who actually, submit like 10 and 12 songs, sometimes in different categories. That's a lot of money. So here's the deal. Does anybody ever get a deal? I did a lot of research. I did. And I did find a few winners of these contests over the years that achieved acclaimed success. But the number was very, very small. And in their bios, I also saw that they either had industry contacts or had previous recording experience. So getting a deal is possible, but it is extremely, extremely rare. So if competing is your thing, entering songwriting competitions can be a valuable experience. But I just want you guys to have a realistic expectation of what you're getting into. If personal growth, creative development, and a passion for music can actually benefit you greatly, even if you don't win the competition, then that's okay. Then guess what? You still win by entering. You really do. But if you're looking for a recording contract or a publishing deal or getting your song covered, that's an extremely long shot. Hey, if you want to explore other alternatives on getting published by publishers, right? Check out my video on submitting songs to publishers. My name is Henry Clark, and this is Senior Musicians Unite, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.